I'm gonna start feeling it. 100 is the perfect person, like the perfect nigga for me, right? Let's say you doing 70. I'm gonna fill in that 30% with other niggas. I'm not gonna lie to you. But he was like, we'll talk at halftime, right? So I was like, all right, cool. And like, oh, she got any single friends? She got any single friends? Da da da. And I'm like, nah, I don't got no single friends, but I'm single. Or did you send that paragraph to Z and S? How did you figure out that I was talking to him? I seen one of my other friends who was there watching a future link of mine. I don't want it because it's my first time recording a video with the back of my camera. It's so uncomfortable for me to not see myself while I'm like talking or whatever, but we're finna try this. So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, today's title, we will be doing a story time while I'm doing my hair. I know y'all seen me do my hair in the last video or the video before that, but like it's a new day, it's a new style, you know. I'm finna get a middle part bust down. I can see it now. And you know, we're gonna get into this, but before we get into the video, I want to make sure you guys subscribe and give this video a like. Also, if you're the first comment, I will shout you out in the next video. So today's video, we will be doing a shout out, and the shout out does go to Keisha Miri. I think that's how you pronounce it. So thank you. He's from TikTok, and I appreciate you for showing love. So if you're the next first comment of this video, I will shout you out in the next video. If you just so happen to comment after that, you know, just feel free to comment what you want to see next. Comment what is your favorite part, or any ideas you guys have, or anything of that nature, things you want me to talk about, etc., etc. And let's get into the video. So we're just gonna go ahead and take that. I always come on here looking a mess, like, and y'all just be acting like it's okay, and it's not. Like, it's never okay. Should I give y'all some background? I think I'm gonna give y'all the background while I'm like cutting my ear holes, and then I'm gonna give y'all like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all are low-key in front of my mirror, so I'm low-key trying to like see while I'm like doing this. I'll put this protective on my head, then I'm gonna start explaining the actual like start of the story. To start it off, I had like my first boyfriend in junior year. I'm pretty late to everything. I'm pretty late bloomer or whatever. So when I was 16, like literally freshly turned 16, my junior year is when I had got my first boyfriend. Before that, I had crushes, but I wasn't really talking to guys before that. But I got my first boyfriend October. Yeah, it was about October, like the end of October or whatever. I got my first boyfriend. I broke up with him a couple months later, but I don't want to put it on my lashes. I'm not gonna lie, I just did my lashes. And maybe if I just do it like right quick. But I had made some friends through him. I made some friends through him. And when I got really close to that friend ended up going to another school for basketball. Ow. And keep in mind, yes, all these are basketball players. I just so happened to deal with them. So, hey, all these people in this story are going to be basketball players. I'm not going to lie to you. So just go ahead and get ready. Prepare yourself. I don't got no type, but, you know, I do like me a good athlete or so. You know what I'm saying? If you guys been watching this, I want a goal-oriented man. A man that has a future. Yes, I want him to be financially stable, or on his way setting himself up to be financially stable. I want him to be taller than me. I want him to be black. I don't care what skin tone. I want him to have hair. I want to have a nice smile. I want him to be funny. Of course, I want to be attracted to him. And yeah, I just want to be respectful. I would appreciate if he had his father in his life and he had a good relationship with his mom and he like took care of me. He was really generous. So if you're watching this and you're my future husband, just take care of me, be romantic, be sweet, be thoughtful, be respectful, things of that nature. Is that good? I hope it is, bro. So I had broke up with him or whatever a couple months, and then maybe let's say like January of 2022. Yeah, I think like because we broke up December, January, something like that. His friend had went to a new school in January, and he introduced me to this person at the school. I think that's good. Hopefully this don't move, because I'm a little new to doing these caps still, y'all, so bear with me. So basically, I'm sorry, I had to keep it short about him. I don't really, you know what I'm saying? He had introduced me to another person, right? So the person I got caught up with is, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start giving names, okay? So the friend name that I met through the ex, we're gonna nickname him O, okay? That's like a little nickname for him. So we're gonna name O. O went to a new school, and after O went to a new school, he had met R. R is the nickname. I'm gonna give y'all that nickname because it's people later on in the story who have the same first name initials. So I'm gonna use R for him because that's his nickname, and we'll just keep everybody else whatever. We're on the phone one day. We're just having a normal conversation on FaceTime. Like when I'm on FaceTime with my friends, we're just having a normal conversation while they're doing whatever they're doing. And they were out together, out to eat, something like that. And I was like, dang, who is that? Dang, who is that? And he was like, oh, this is R, like, you know, whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, like, you know, tell him to follow me, whatever. Because, you know, back, like, I was new to the game back then. But even when I was new, I already knew.
Say with me.
That, you know, some of the basketball players do be bougie. Like, he had showed him me, and he was like, oh, dang, this her. Like, oopsie, da-da-da-da. Yeah, I know. I know. So he had, you know, showed him my Instagram. He followed me, and we started texting over that. And we, like, I say the month of January, like, whatever, the first few weeks of that, or whenever we met, we were texting and talking and things of that nature. Now that we get into this next part, I'm going to go get some gloves real quick so I can continue this backstory. What was I saying? I don't even know. I'm just gonna pour it on my hand. I really don't have no choice, I guess, huh? If I get a little close, then, you know, don't mind it. I ain't really trying to be all up in your business or nothing. I'm just trying to see myself. Feel me? I think I could feel that, right? Amaya, do not mess this up. Seriously, I don't have time to do right here. Maybe I should, like, clamp it. Yeah, that was stupid. And within the first few months, we did not see each other. And it was kind of like games. And if my future husband is watching this, I'm going to let you know now, never in life again will I go through an 8-month period where a nigga does not ask me to be his girlfriend, but we're talking. And you think you can get away with what you're doing. And da, 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 da. Now, granted, I was doing stuff too, but you mind your business. Okay, you're not me. But anyways, he was busy, but it was kind of one of those busies where it's like, besides being busy with basketball, he had one of those dads, kind of like LeVar, but not LeVar. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I see the plan, but you just don't have the platform. Feel me? So it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? I see the plan. I see it. I swear I do. It's just like, platform wasn't there for real. The platform was there a little bit, but not for real. He had one of them strict dads where it's like he's bringing you everywhere and he's, you know, you really don't got, apparently, supposedly, you don't got no free time. Whatever, right? I'm okay with long distance and I'm okay with a busy person. Like I could do a busy, even back then, now and back then, I could do a busy person and I could do long distance. But I can't do no communication. I'm sorry. Because the more you lacking in, the more replacement I will bring in to fill that spot, you know? So think of it like 100. 100 is the perfect person, like the perfect nigga for me, right? Let's say you doing 70. I'm gonna fill in that 30% with other niggas. I'm not gonna lie to you. Or back then, with niggas that could do the job. If you can't do the job, I bet you I'll find somebody that can. It's not me now. I don't even deal with people like that no more. You know? Either we gonna be on the same, you know what I'm saying, the same timing when it comes to this relationship, or we just not gonna be nothing at all. Feel me? I know how to communicate, I know how to be honest, I know how to talk, you know, I'm grown. But back then, you know, I was having my fun and things of that nature. But my fun not even crazy fun. Like my fun is just like talking to people. Like I wasn't doing that with nobody, wasn't linking with nobody, nothing like that. I say the first time we met was like, I want to say it was definitely my junior year prom weekend, I want to say. And he was having an AAU game the weekend of my prom. I went to prom, and then let's say his game was like Friday. I mean, his game was Saturday because prom was Friday, then Saturday, right? So went to prom Friday, did somebody here earlier Saturday, drove an hour because I lived at Decatur at the time, which is very close to the middle of Atlanta, and where they like to have games at, because I love Atlanta, but they love to have games. If it's not in the middle of Atlanta, it's going to be it's either going to be on the East Coast or the West Coast, and far, like an hour from Atlanta. So he was at Suwannee. If y'all know basketball, y'all know Suwannee usually has basketball games in Emerson, Georgia, which is like an hour and some change from Atlanta. Like, first of all, please don't ever say I don't get it done. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like a Mr. Make It Happen, because I'm gonna make it happen every time. You can't never say I ain't putting no, effort into whatever we had going on, because I will always, you know what I'm saying, put effort in, make time. And it's really for my husband, my future husband. I'm really gonna, I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna, make time for you. I'm gonna do all that good stuff. So, and that's really just the lover girl in me, for real. Like, that's the lover girl in me. I can't just, you know what I'm saying? Let me lock in right quick. I know it's not on my leave out. That's the most important part. Shoot, that's the most important part. I know I look so crazy, y'all, but, bear with me. That's just me. I'm just a lover girl. Like, I'm always going to make it happen. And that's exactly what I need out of my man. Like, I need somebody that's going to put in the same effort to me. I don't care if I got to work. I will still come there for an hour, even if I'm only seeing you for 5 minutes. And that's exactly what it was. I seen him for 5 minutes, y'all, because it was an AAU game. So after the AAU game, they was leaving because they had whatever else, you know what I'm saying? So literally, and this is another part where it's like, yeah, I'm definitely a lover girl, because guess what, Nick? Why did I just call y'all niggas? Guess what? I literally got this nigga a gift basket for our first time meeting. And honestly, that is just me. I think one of my love languages is gift giving, or being a giver, because I've done this multiple times where it'll be my first time meeting somebody and I give them a gift basket or something, and it's just like, I always try. Shoot, that's all I know. I always try. I didn't mean to move that now. All right, let me get it at the back. This is the most important part right here. I just don't need it on my eyelashes. I just did these Johns, and I don't really need it on my eyelashes. That's really gonna be another problem for me. But yeah, it's just like, I done got them gift basket, drove an hour to him to see him for 5 minutes, y'all. 5. Not an hour, not a couple hours, not the whole day. 5 minutes. So I pull up, whatever. I get there like mid-game, because if y'all know, AAU is different from regular basketball. So it don't have all 4 quarters. It has 2 quarters, and those 2 quarters are 16 minutes. I pull up like mid-game, and, he's playing or whatever. The game finishes. I see him, getting off the bench. I was a little scared, because not gonna lie, this is my first time linking with a guy that I've never met or nothing. Well, this is the second time, because the first time was with that other boyfriend I was just telling y'all about. But I was a little scared, because I'm like, I'm still getting used to meeting new people that I've never met before, like, that wasn't in school and stuff, because anytime I meet somebody new, it'll probably be in school or in person. So this is my first time meeting somebody like off of Instagram through a mutual or whatever, where it's like, ooh, So I give him the gift basket. It was cool. We hugged, whatever. And then he leaves, and, it was nice, cool little, you know what I'm saying? But literally just seeing him for that little time or whatever, and then he left and went to go handle his business or whatever. I stayed for a little bit just to watch the game. And keep in mind, I had to pay for the tickets to get in the game too. So I paid for the 2 rides there and back, which is about $60, because it's an hour or some change or whatever. So it's 60 there, 60 back. That's 120 right there, just off that. Then the tickets was probably like $20. They do price about $20. That's $140. And a gift basket. Nigga. So I did all that, right? Like, within the first few months of us knowing each other. And I'm sorry, I'm getting a little lost, because I'm really trying to make sure I get all this all around my head. And after that, I don't think I seen him for a minute, right? Because, summer's coming up, so they had AAU for that too.
Not gonna lie to y'all, I forgot to mention mini story time inside of the story time, that maybe right after I met him for the first time, I had seen him I went to another game, because it was the same one Bronny and them was playing in, and he was playing against them, and I had went to go see that game maybe sometime in the summer or whatever, but it was the same type of situation. Like, I see him right after his game, and he literally left.
School ball is right after that. He was one of them niggas that transferred a lot. Right? My birthday is in October, and so is his. And I'll say about a couple days after my birthday, I want to say, I had went to go see him. I remember this. I almost forgot it the first time I told the story, but I remember this because I had my hair done and my nails done. not his house, but he was like not living, but he was staying with a coach to like go to a school. So it'd be like, you know, y'all know what I'll be talking, man. Like, so they can go to school, to whatever school they transferred to. I want to make sure it dries this time. I actually want this to stay on my head for a good little minute. Tell the rest of the segment, and then I'm gonna dry it, and then I'm gonna come back and tell y'all the rest while I'm putting these tracks in. I had got dropped off at his coach's house or whatever. I had seen him for the first time in a minute, because keep in mind, my birthday's in October. The last time I seen him was my prom of my junior year. So I'm now a senior, I believe. Was I a senior? No, not a, yeah, I was a senior, because I was a 16-year-old senior before my birthday. So this is my senior year, probably. Was it? It had to be, because my sophomore year, we were just coming back from COVID. So I'm going to say, yeah, this is my senior year. Was it? So, dang, how did I start going out? I don't know. My storylines be, baby, I had a lot of niggas back then. So I went to go see him for a couple hours. But keep in mind, I'm pretty new to everything. This is probably my first time ever going to a person's house to, like, see them, like, outside of a public, like, nature or whatever. So I went over there, whatever. We, you know, got comfortable. His teammate was there, who I'm friends with now too as well. We were just chilling, whatever, made a couple TikToks, and then I had left because, you know, I was really supposed to be back home. I ain't telling mom I was taking a stop. I took a stop to go to his house and I Ubered home. So when I was there, we just chilled or whatever, and it was literally nothing. I don't even think we kissed. So keep in mind, that's in October, right? I'm gonna give you a little side note right here. Basically, hey, can y'all stop? I'm trying to make a video. Anyways, AJ, I'm trying to record.
Okay.
Fuck that tea. Bitch, catch it.
Not overstimulating me. I don't remember what time period it was, but I had met this guy. We're going to nickname him Z, because there's another person with the same first name initial as him as well. Like, it's 3 of them, and I'm just going to try to make separate nicknames so we don't get them confused. So let's say I met this guy named Z, maybe in the same time period, maybe during the summer or something like that. I met him, but pretty much everybody knew I knew him. So I wasn't too much worried about it. This is a side note for the next part of the story. So pretty much everybody knew I knew him. So I wasn't surprised when this got brought up later on, but everybody knew I knew him, right? But this is the part nobody knew, right? I see him October, like maybe let's say like 10th or 9th or something like that, right after my birthday, because my birthday is October the 5th. So I see him or whatever, fast forward, cool. Everybody know about Z. Everybody knows I know him. We're cool. We're friends, whatever. But of course, niggas are going to make like jokes like, oh, he wants you. He wants to talk to you and da-da-da. Even though we were really just good. Like, we were just friends. Like, I never said nothing to him where it's like, I want to talk to you. I feel like if I'm trying to talk to you or I'm talking to you, it'll be signs in the way I talk to you. So if you go through our messages or we having conversations or whatever, you're going to see me complimenting you. You're going to see me saying certain things to you versus if I'm talking to a friend. Because if I'm talking to a friend, I'm not complimenting you. I'm making jokes with you and things of that nature. So you could just tell the difference between conversation, but people were still going to make jokes or assumptions because look at me. Not right now, but look at me. Know what I'm saying? Fast forward, somewhere in between October and November, maybe like between the last 2 weeks of October and the last 2 weeks of October and why do I keep saying last? The last 2 weeks of October and the first 2 weeks of November, before Thanksgiving, I was on the phone with Jay, right? So I met Z a little minute ago, right? I'm on the phone with Jay, which is one of my friends. I was really close with him at the time. And this is when he had just started going to this new prep school, if you want to call it that, where it's like a semi-pro league before you get to the NBA or college or whatever. So I had became friends. We had became really close, and he was at this prep school or whatever you want to call it. They have these apartments, but you share it with other players on the teams that they have. So you could either be roommates with your teammates or like people from other teams, et cetera, et cetera. They kind of mix it up a little bit. So somebody from a different team or somebody he was friends with from another team, or I don't know if that was his team or not, had came into his room while we was on the phone, right? And keep in mind, this is a NBA player, but like he wasn't in the NBA. This is before he went to the NBA. And he came into the room, and we're gonna nickname him S. We're gonna nickname him S, right? Y'all aren't gonna know these people by the name, so please don't try to guess unless you know me and you know me like real close. We're gonna nickname him S. So S came in Jay's room while me and Jay was on the phone, right? And me and Jay were just having a normal conversation because I think we had just seen. I want to say, I think I had just seen somebody and I had called him or whatever. And we're talking, having normal conversations, right? Keep in mind, I'm talking to R this whole time. Me and R have been talking from like April, May, something like February, April, May, whatever. In the first few months, we've been talking since then, all the way to current time, which could be October, November. I forgot what day this was. So we're still talking, but he's been slacking a lot because you're OD busy and you don't make any time to see me, and you're bad at communication. So back to my future husband. I don't do this no more, but I just want you to keep this in mind to make sure you on your stuff. You know, you can't be lacking. I can do long distance. I can do a busy man. I can't do no communication, no attention, no linking, no seeing each other, etc., etc. I'm very big on physical touch, quality time, things of that nature. I can't get no type of attention. That's just not gonna work. So S comes in Jay's room while we're on the phone, and he's asking like, "Oh, she got any single friends? She got any single friends?" Da da da. And I'm like, "Nah, I don't got no single friends, but I'm single." He gets my Instagram or whatever, and then on Instagram he's asking me for my number and stuff. He gets my number while he's back in his room. I'm still on the phone with Jay. I'm a little nervous because keep in mind, I'm kind of fresh to the game. I'm kind of new to the game, so I'm a little scared. I don't really want to get on the phone with him because I'm like, I don't know. But I ain't gonna say he begging, but he begging to get on the phone. Like, we was texting or whatever. He's like, "Bro, yo, D&D and da-da-da, you playing and da-da-da." Because y'all know I keep my phone on D&D. I'm a D&D warrior. I've been a D&D warrior. This ain't nothing new. I've been a D&D warrior. So he like, "Bro, you playing and da-da-da." I'm like, all right, dang. Because I didn't really want to hang up on my friend, but I hang up on Jay. I call S. And me and S, it was like the simplest conversation. Say S went back to his room at midnight and we got on the phone at 1 o'clock. And it was like the weekend too, which is weird. Everything happened on the weekend. So let's say it was Friday when he got my number. Saturday was when we did the call, right? So we're talking or whatever, getting to know each other, like real small convos, like really small, like not even a whole conversation. It was really small. Like, "Oh, where are you from? And how old are you? And da-da-da, when's your birthday?" Little small stuff, like literally not even a conversation. Where then he starts asking me like, "Oh, when do you want to like see each other? Da-da-da." And then I don't know what I just said, but y'all figure it out. So he's like, "When do you want to link and stuff?" And I'm trying to figure out stuff for us to do. And I'm like, "Oh, maybe we can go to a game or something." Because keep in mind, this is like when I first start like seeing people. Like I didn't see people before this, so I'm still kind of new to this. So I do it in public, and then if we don't do it in public, then hey. Because I like to do it in public. Maybe we can go back to the place later, but I'm not just going straight to your house right now. I'm like, "Oh, we can go to a game or something." But I forgot he had a game that Saturday that we were on the phone. So I'm like, all right, like whatever, we'll figure something out. Then something had came up, so we weren't able to link that weekend, right? Okay, cool. We didn't talk after that at all, right? We had that one little 2 conversations, and we did not talk at all. I'm finna dry my hair, and then we're gonna get to the next part. All right, y'all. We're back with the first chocolate, y'all. I'm crying. This look like ghetto, man. So back to the story. What was the last thing I had said? Everybody knew about Z, but nobody knew about S. Here's the kicker. Here's the kicker, right? So back then, I was definitely having practices like every weekend outside of school for gymnastics. So I'd have practice in like Tucker. If anybody that's from Georgia, they know Tucker is like northeast Atlanta, but more so people consider it North Atlanta. And Tucker is like 30 minutes maybe from like where I was staying. I was staying in like the Stone. Was I staying? I think I was staying in the Stone Mountain area at that time. So I was going from practice from Tucker from Stone Mountain to Tucker, right? So I come from practice, whatever, right? And T and J hit me up, right? So T and J is the same one I was just talking about. We were close. And then T is another person in our friend group who, we were planning on linking up that weekend. Maybe. Well, it wasn't really planned, but like we were talking about stuff. I just didn't make the first one, so they was inviting me to the second one. Like, "Oh, okay, we finna be here, and S is gonna be here too." I'm like, ooh, I'm making jokes and stuff. I'm like, "Oh, tell S come pick me up. Like I'll come with y'all and da da da." So I'm making jokes and stuff like, "Oh, tell S come pick me up and da da da," right? So I'm just trolling and stuff, and I guess I didn't even think he was gonna come for real. Honestly, if we're being honest here, guys. We're being honest. I didn't think he was gonna come for real. But I'm like, dang, I just left practice. Like, I'm not going to a basketball game. Because, you know, if this is my first time meeting S, he can't see me looking at him. I have no fit on. I don't have no, my hair's not done for real. Like, I could pull back in a bun and make it work, but it's not done for real. It's just like the outfit was absolutely a no though, right? So I'm like, all right, I ain't gonna go this time. Like, I'll catch y'all whatever at the next like function, right? So boom, they go, right? And I'm like, I really could have asked to go. Like, I could have went home, changed, and then asked to like get dropped off or whatever. I don't know why I didn't just Uber or nothing, but I really could have just asked, you know? And for some reason, I just did not want to do that. I don't know why. So I go home or whatever. Cool. They text me like they're there or whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, that's fine. Hope y'all have fun type. I didn't think S was going to come for real. I don't know why I didn't think he was going to come for real. I think R comes later on, right? So R shows up later on. I'm assuming they're having a conversation. We're going to get into the conversation after the whole thing happens, right? This is a week before Thanksgiving because it's this event every Thanksgiving weekend called Hoopsgiving, where they have a bunch of schools in Georgia come play against each other, you know, just for a nice little tournament or whatever, right? And I planned on going this year because I had missed it the last 2 years or whatever, and I wasn't gonna miss it again, promise. I guess they like huddled up together and figured out that I don't think they figured it out like just by regular conversation. I think T and J was being messy. I'm not gonna lie. I think they was being messy, like, oh, you know, da 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 and da da da. So they called me, right? The first time they called me on Jay's phone, and it's kind of weird because I'm like, all right, like your camera's off and you're, you know, but I didn't think too much of it the first time. So I'm like, oh, like, why did they just ask me about it? I forgot what they asked me, but they just asked me like, oh, am I coming? And I'm like, nah, and they hung up or whatever. I'm like, all right, whatever. Then they called me on T's phone, and that's weird because usually, like, I'm closer to Jay than I am to T. Like, me and Jay are like the friends, and I met T through him. So me and him are closer than me and T. So I'm like, why is he calling me? And then why is his like camera off? And he started asking me weird questions and stuff. And I'm like, why is he asking me? I forgot what he asked me, but it was really weird, like out of the norm or whatever. And he was asking me questions. It was almost a setup, but I caught myself before I said nothing. Like, before I said something, I'm like, I'm gonna talk to y'all later, you know? So then boom, I don't know what my problem is, but I feel like every now and then if I'm in like a toxic situation, I like snap out of it and I'd be like, oh, let's just fix this, let's get it together, right? Or specifically in that situation, I have these moments where I'd be like, hold on, let's get it together. I'm not gonna keep playing this game with you. Let's just lock in, you know, like why we can't just be, you know what I'm saying? So I text him like this paragraph. I wish I could find it too. I texted him this paragraph. I probably could, but I don't know. Wish we could just lock in, like, da-da-da and da-da-da. And then he texted me back, and he's like, why don't you send that paragraph? Or he either said, why don't you, or did you send that paragraph to Z and S? Now, Z, everybody made fun of me for that. Everybody made jokes about that. Like, everybody, like, knew about that already. So I didn't really care too much. But S, nobody knew about S except for Jay. How did you figure that out? Like, how did you figure out that I was talking to him and nobody knew except for Jay? So I'm like, but me, you know me, I'm not gonna just give up. I'm not gonna just give up my, know what I'm saying? I'm going to see what you know first and then get into it. So I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, who told you that? And da-da-da. And guess what he sent me? He sent me screenshots of conversations I've had with Jay or J and T about both of the people. So I'm like, that was a good one, right? So for Z, right, I'm like, okay, I could prove that, like, we're friends. Like, I literally texted him and I'm like, hey, friend, or da-da-da. I literally sent him that screenshot and I was like, bro, we're just friends. And then I'm like, who told you about S? Like, no one knew about him. Like, who told you about him? And he was like, oh, like, he's here and we was just talking about, you know how guys be talking about like people that they talk to and stuff, and which I'm like, I don't think it was just that simple where y'all just start talking about girls y'all talk to, because it was just that niggas don't just come up to people that they not really that close with and just start talking about girls that they talk to. Like, that's not how that works. Like, that don't really, I think J and T started something, like they mixed it up a little bit. Yeah, we was talking and he was like, you was all on his body and you was flirting with him and da-da-da. I'm like, hold on. That don't even sound like me, because I don't never be on no man's body. Not like that. Like, it's time to glaze and it's time to, I don't never be on no man's body, especially his, because if I showed you these messages, you see he was trying to, you know what I'm saying? He was the one forcing links so bad. He was the one who was trying to get on my phone so bad. So please don't ever in your life try to make it seem like I was on his body. You know, it's a time and a place. If it was my ball, I'm on that. But it wasn't my ball. So I was not on that. I was not trying to claim the possession on that ball. So don't be trying to make it seem like that was my turnover. That was not my turnover. I did not do that. Know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I didn't even think about the usage of that. So if I just use that wrong, don't quote me.
Looking back at this video, I probably would have said something like, I'm going to challenge this foul because I don't think that was my, like, that's not my foul to take. That wasn't our ball, you know? So I would have challenged the foul. I would have did the coach challenge.
But it's just like, that don't even sound, I would never, like, nah, me on his body? Nah, that don't sound, right. So I sent him the screenshots between me and Z, because that's the only thing I really had to prove for real. And then I was like, oh, you know, I was trolling about, you know what I'm saying? Let me make sure I start recording. That's all I really had to say about it, because I couldn't really prove nothing for S, because I'm not going to lie, I low-key was talking to S, so I couldn't really say to it. But, you know, after the whole conversation or whatever, he was, like, upset for the next few days or whatever. And which is understandable. You know, you just caught your girl, you know, going. But, hey, that's really nobody but your fault. Like, if you was doing your job, you wouldn't have to worry about that. Because I know you had this one little ex that was on your body so bad in the middle of our relationship. So, hey, you think I'm finna just, nah. So, fast forward, right? Because I told you that was the weekend before Hoopsgiving. So, fast forward to Hoopsgiving. I'm finna do a couple more tracks, and I'm gonna come back to y'all so I can finish this story up while I'm also finishing up my hair. And I emptied out my cars too. I'm sitting here trying to go through my old phone. I have no, and keep in mind, this phone is only a couple months old. I have no idea whose number this is. Like, who is this number? Who are these niggas? February. I'm a little scared. I ain't gonna lie to you, I am. All right, y'all, so I finally finished my hair. Stop, don't make me laugh, because I'm finna start feeling it. All right, so back to the story, right? I found the text messages from S, but I did not find the text messages from me and R, because the last text message we had was from like 2024, and I think I deleted the ones before that. But I did find some of the messages. So fast forward to Hoopsgiving, I go there with a friend or whatever, and we sit in the bleachers. But before we go to the bleachers, because you know the high school that it was at that year, it was like a high school where it has the upstairs round, and you can go downstairs, and the bleachers is down there, and then you have the whole court or whatever. And they had courtside tickets, and then they had the regular tickets where you just go to the, you know, to the seats or whatever. So we went to the bleachers. But before we went to the bleachers, I called him, and I'm like, hey, where you at? Like, you here, ain't it? He like, yeah, I hear the little DJ in the background on the phone. So I'm like, oh yeah, I know he's here. Like, we're in the same place. He like, you here for real? I'm like, yeah, you don't hear that? Like, the person in the back, you know what I'm saying? Talking, he like, yeah. I'm like, all right, I'm finna come like to the other side or whatever. And my friend had said he had seen him. So I'm like, all right, bet we finna go sit over there. And when we sit over there, then we're going to like, I'm just gonna talk to him then. So it was like, I forgot what part. It was like a random game, and I had seen where he was sitting at, because we was on like the second bleacher or whatever. I got up and I walked over to him, and I think I walked over to him because I seen Jay at the same game. He walked to me, and then we had both went down there to talk to him or whatever, to R. And you know, he was trying to do that little mad act like, oh, like whatever, like whatever, right? So Jay leaves, and then it's just me and R. But R sitting next to, I think, his coach and the coach's girlfriend. So I'm not trying to stay there for too long because I'm a little nervous. I'm like, I don't want to really be like, no, I'm sitting here with coaching him. But I'm still talking to him. I'm whispering in his ear so he can hear me, because, of course, it's loud, it's the game. And the whole, like, thing is packed. So I'm talking to him. I'm like, oh, like, you know, or, like, give me a kiss or whatever. And da-da-da, trying to, like, know what I'm saying? So I ain't in trouble no more, right? So I asked for that or whatever, and I go sit down. He was like, we'll talk at halftime, right? So I was like, all right, cool. I sit down, and I text him. I'm like, oh, so you must be hiding from some girls or something. Like, why you ain't, know what I'm saying? He told some, shoot, maybe. Like, I was like, all right, cool. You want to keep them know what I'm saying, on your head. He didn't have dreads, but they was like twists or something. Like, you want to keep that hair on your head? But halftime came. Keep in mind, it was 3 more games after that. Halftime came. We walked up the stairs to the little track I was telling y'all about, the first place, and then we were talking about it. And then, you know me, like, I talked my way out of it, and then we was just kissing and stuff up there. We was kissing and stuff up there. His friends kept bothering us and stuff. I seen one of my other friends who was there watching a future link of mine. It's so funny how stuff works. Like, I knew him, and that was our mutual friend. I end up meeting that person later on in life. Like, it's so crazy how stuff works. Because I didn't know him at the time until, like, later on. But I seen my friend from school, and I don't know, it was a whole bunch of stuff. But basically, I got out of that because, come on now, you know I was getting out of that. And, yeah, that was about it. Like, that was about the end of the story. As y'all can see, my hair is done, so I'm not gonna lie, it's 3:49. I think I'm going to go ahead and probably lay it down. Or, I don't know, I wanted to film the try-on haul for you guys in the same day so I can edit one, get it out today, and edit another, get it out to the next day or whatever before this month ends, because it is the 29th now. So I am going to be editing and posting this today to make sure I can get it out before the month ends, because I think I only have one more day or maybe 2 to get out one more video. So I'm gonna do that immediately after I get off the phone. And what else, or when I wake up, something like that. I just post it as soon as I'm done. And what else? That's about it, guys. So make sure you guys are subscribed, you know, and turn on your notifications, because I will be posting soon, very soon. We're gonna have a very consistent summer. We're gonna have a very consistent year. Sorry. And, you know, it's gonna be a lot of stuff coming soon. So please do not forget to subscribe and turn your notifications on. Make sure you like this video, and make sure you leave a comment of any videos you want to see soon, any collabs, any, you know, I'm not gonna lie, for a small creator, I do have a lot of range and I do have a lot of reach. So, you know, it might be people you didn't even think I knew, or you didn't even think I could get in contact with. So if you guys have any like ideas or suggestions or whatever, just comment, leave them below or whatever. You contact me. I'm always going to answer, literally. Like, I see all my comments. I see all of like whatever. So, you know, make sure you guys subscribe, follow me on all my socials. They'll be in my, well, they're in my intro, but they'll also be in my description below if you don't see it. And that's about it. I will see you guys later, and I love y'all. Thank y'all for watching.
On gold, she ready to eat us a dick. My main hitters, call up the gang members. They was already on the lick. Hanging with me goes all these drugs and guns. Think we Mexicans.
He want the scoop, she want the tea. She want the tea. I cannot speak. We keep it in street.